Hello, I am Purple Rain, coach of the Damascus Drift Blooms, and this is my week 4 match, and I'm against Electric. Um, and so this is Electric's team. This is the matchup, anyways. I didn't have time to do a full PowerPoint again. I'm starting a new job, so kind of took over my week, but I did have a good amount of time to prep, and I like what I've come up with. A lot, actually. But here is the matchup. First thing to notice is that my high end is, in terms of speed, is faster than Electric's. I have Roaring Moon, which can outspeed anything with a booster energy. I have uh, Screamtail, which is also faster than anything other than Salazzle without a booster energy, and with a booster energy, it'll outspeed Salazzle and any Scarf Pokemon, importantly including Iron Jugulus. Iron Jugulus is their main threat to set up Tailwind, and Iron Jugulus has a pretty good matchup into me for the most part. Gets access to Earth Power, which is really good into my team. Gets access to Thunderbolt, which is good into Gyarados. Gets access to Air Slash or Hurricane, which is good into, and it's a stab, Air Slash or Hurricane. So that's good into my Gyapdos. Yeah, so it's pretty good into me. Gastrodon, and the other thing to note is that Electric's slow end is very threatening to my team. I have no real Pokemon under the speed of 70 that actually care about speed. Like, Knucklestack doesn't care about speed at all. Its whole point is to take hits and then be annoying and survive as the opponent slowly dies, so it doesn't really matter if it's going first. Like, it matters a little bit, but it doesn't matter. So Trick Room is certainly an option I have to be worried about. And then there is Tauros Intimidate with the Gyapdos Defiant is something I have to pay attention to. And then my opponent has quite a few fairy types, or two fairy types that I'm worried about. Mimikyu, well, two fairy types. One that I'm worried about. Mimikyu, I think is a good Pokemon. And then they have Wigglytuff. And Mimikyu, I just say that because I have some fairy weeks, right? I've got Flapple, I've got Gyapdos, and of course Roaring Moon is a really big fairy week. So Mimikyu's really good here into my team because it can set Trick Room, it can be full offensive. There's a lot of different things it can do, and it can kind of do it all at once. Just depends on how well it's doing it. Yeah. Then there is and that's the main thing I need to be worried about. And obviously, Salazzle has Fake Out, so that's a concern as well. Those are the things I've been thinking about. As for type chart, my opponent's type chart is really good. Not a lot that is good into all the good Pokemon, and also Electric's team is very deep, so I have to prepare for kind of everything. I feel like there's very little I can ignore, if anything I can ignore. Even Rotom, which is generally one of the worst Pokemon on Electric's team, I think has a really good matchup into me, and I could reasonably see it showing up. So I have to account for everything, and my opponent does not have to account. They do not have to account for most, or not most things, but they don't have to account for quite a bit on my team. So this is the team I came up with. Sandy Shocks, Screamtail, Heatran, Gyarados, Zapdos, Galar, and Roaring Moon. Sandy Shocks I chose because I think Sandy Shocks is really good here. Protect obviously makes a lot of sense. Thunderbolt and Earth Power are great stabs, and Terra Blast to surprise the Gastrodon. Get a quick KO. Even in Trick Room, it'll survive most attacks from Gastrodon, and then be able to get the Terra Blast off and KO it. The one thing is, I made my EV spreads so long ago, I don't actually remember what they were for. Sandy Shocks is 159 speed, which probably outspeeds max speed Mimikyu, if I had to guess, uh, or max speed Bruxish. And then its special attack is to hit some benchmark, like maybe KOing max HP Bruxish or something, or max HP Jugulus, I think, actually. Um, yeah. And I have the Covert Cloak because I'm planning on leading Sandy Shock's game one most of the time, and if I am leading it, then being able to get a surprise KO after a fake out is really strong. I just think that that's super likely. That they could very reasonably fake out into Tailwind, and if they're faking out into Tailwind or even faking out into Trick Room, then they're probably faking out Sandy Shocks because it's the more threatening one of my planned leads. And if they're doing that, then I can get a surprise KO. Then I have Booster Energy Screamtail. So Screamtail is a very interesting set this week. Flamethrower. Um, I have Flamethrower. I should probably switch Dazzling Gleam and Flamethrower spots, just so I Dazzling Gleam if I manage to time out. I have Encore, Sunny Day, and Flamethrower. So Encore, Dazzling Gleam is just a stab move to have. Uh, Encore and a spread move, which can be important, especially against Mimikyu. Encore is really good. It's just an insane move. Uh, we all know it's good, very good, and I know it tilted electric in our last match, so maybe I'll be able to do that again. Sunny Day is I've decided to go for kind of a sun strat this week. Sunny Day is good here because I have Roaring Moon, Sandy Shocks, and Screamtail. So if like Screamtail has to switch out, then it'll get its booster still with Sunny Day. And Sandy Shocks gets it, and Roaring Moon gets it. And it is and then Flamethrower because in the sun it'll do pretty good damage. And it is EV'd to outspeed max speed Jugulus with a booster energy, which is important in case Jugulus wants to taunt, which I think could be pretty reasonable, especially if they see I don't have a mental herb. Then I have Heatran. Heatran, I decided to go with the Citrus Berry set this week. It's EV'd to, I don't remember what it's supposed to live exactly, but it lives a good amount. It's got 250, and it's outspeeding. What is it outspeeding? Heatran outspeeding, probably max speed Decidueye Hisuian. Yeah, that's what I imagine it's outspeeding. And I've got Earth Power because Earth Power is a good move here. It's almost always a good move. Heat Wave, it's just a really strong fire move. Solar Beam. So Solar Beam's interesting, right? So I'm setting up the sun, and it lets me have a grass type move without needing to be Terra Grass. And so that was really the mindset behind it. If I don't need to be Terra Grass, then especially because I expect my opponent to expect Terra Grass, Electric has probably seen that I've been Terra Grass each week, so I would expect, I don't know, like Air Slashes are really good into it. I would expect Ice Spinners. I would expect Bug Moves. Basically just from Bug Moves from Cleavor if it comes, and that would just be threatening. So I decided to go with Terra Flying this week instead. Now I have Gyarados. Gyarados is Thunderwave, Taunt, Icy Wind, Helping Hand. So first thing you'll notice, as everyone who I've shown this set to has noticed, I don't have any actual attacking moves. Like I have Icy Wind, so if it gets taunted, it's not like double taunted. It's not super screwed, but it's not it's not a real attack. It's kind of fake. Um, and I did that because I didn't feel I needed it this week. And if I'm running Sun, Gyarados only has one real attack, right? It's Waterfall. Um, and if I'm running Sun, Waterfall is not a real attack anymore. And they have Gastrodon, which I expect to always show up to this match. I think Gastrodon is huge here. So why am I bringing Waterfall if I don't want it? If I will almost never click it. Instead, I have Icy Wind, Helping Hand, Taunt, and Thunder Wave, and just saying, I'm not attacking at all. Like, not a real attack threat. I am just going to be a support bot Gyarados. Which is kind of how I prefer to use it anyways, although generally I would obviously like Waterfall over something like Icy Wind. Yep. And then I have Zapdos Galar, has Detect, Brave Bird, Close Combat, Tailwind. All of these moves are good. It's just a strong attacker. It is EV'd to KO Mimikyu after full HP Mimikyu after its disguise gets broken with a Brave Bird. So that's what it's doing. And it's Terra Steel to mitigate play roughs and stuff like that. Close combat is again just good stab, and Tailwind is important in case I need to match Tailwind. Next, I have Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon is a choice scarf set. For a while, I had it as more supportive, but I didn't want to be so indexed on support, and I felt like I don't. The support set was weird, right? Because it was breaking swipes and tailwind. It was very fast. It was booster energy, or it wasn't booster energy, but it was just outspeeding a lot of the stuff. And it was like breaking swipes doesn't work into either of the fairy types at all. I expected a lot of physical attackers, but in mocks, my opponent brought a lot of special attackers. So like, why am I ever clicking breaking swipes then? Tailwind is good, but Gyarados can do it better while also being a real threat. Or not, it can't do it better, but it can do it and then also be a real attacking threat as well. Yeah, that was basically the mindset. And so I instead changed it to be a choice scarf set. So now it'll outspeed booster energy. It should be the same speed as Screamtail, which it is. It's going to outspeed booster energy. Actually, Screamtail should be a 1 point higher speed. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. So that way it could get sunny days off before Roaring Moon goes. But yeah, that way. So, anyways, it's Choice Scarf, so to outspeed Booster Energy Iron Jugulus, and so now it has Crunch, Outrage, Rock Slide, and Shadow Claw. I wasn't super sure what to put for Shadow Claw instead of Shadow Claw. This fourth move could be a bunch of different stuff. Iron Head's okay, Tailwind's okay, even Taunt is okay, U-Turn's fine. But I just didn't feel like U-Turn did enough, or like, when am I U-turning over just crunching the Bruxish? So, anyways, that's the mindset. That's the game plan. It just has a lot of attack. The attack is for some specific thing. I think it's to 2-hit KO Cleavor with no defense or HP investment, I believe, with Rock Slide. That's what it's meant to do. So that's the team. And it's Terra Poison just because it's a good defensive type here. Not a ton of Psychic types to abuse it, just the Bruxish. There's a chance Bruxish doesn't come. Although I do think it's good here. I do expect it, but maybe it doesn't. And if it does come, I fully expect it to be Strong Jaw, Choice Band, or Choice Scarf. And yeah, that's the team. So, or it could be Focus Sash though. I feel like I'm well prepped. I feel like I'm ready, and I'm going to come back when I'm in the match. Okay, so I'm in. Yeah, I mean, this is about what I expected. No, Bruxish is interesting. Tauros is interesting. I did not expect Tauros here. Um, Let me actually. Okay, I'm going to do the thing that people do. Uh, so it's not Jugulus, not Cleavor, not Bruxish, not Rotom, not Wigglytuff. So this looks to me like it's a mixed team that can either go Trick Room or Tailwind. Um, but I am going to lead with my expected lead because I still think it's good here. Bartrio and Rebecca. And I'm going to have Ted and Dr. Fieldstone in the back. I think that just makes the most sense here. And it was my plan, anyways, so. Sorry about the cough. I'm going to cough a bit. I've been coughing ever since I got COVID. It's not going away. So here we go. Uh, I feel pretty confident. Like I said, I don't know what leads I'm worried about. I guess it would be Mimikyu Jugulus would be a little scary. Uh, but even then, I don't think it's that scary or anything. Because I think I'd just try to KO the Jugulus. I'd Sunny Day try to KO the Jugulus. um, and okay, perfect lead for me. Uh, Thunderbolt booster. Thunderbolt Sunny Day is really good for me because if they fake out, which they could, I just Encore into fake out next turn. Um, they probably will get the Tailwind off actually, so I won't be able to do that. Um, but if they don't get the Tailwind off, like if it's mixed but like somehow slower than my Sandy Shocks, then we've got a really solid first. Oh, Terra Ground, Fake Out. Okay, this is going to be Terra Blast. Oh, it's not Terra Blast. Okay, so I'm totally fine here to Terra Grass, Terra Blast, Jugulus. Sunny Day, I think. The only question is like, do they could pretty reasonably overheat. So maybe it's Protect Sunny Day. I actually don't hate Protect Sunny Day here. Um, that way, so the thought process being they're not gonna. They're probably. I want to see if they want to overheat into Bar Trio. Um, yeah. So Protect Sunny Day makes sense to me. Um, because I could reasonably see them doubling up into it to try to KO it before I get a KO back on Salazzle. Oh, well, didn't do what I expected. I want a Terra Blast, and I want a D-Gleam to protect against Booster Energy. It's a bit risky, though, because, again, Fire move. Question is, do they even have a Fire move? Uh, that's fine. Earth Power's fine. I think I want to go into Dr. Fieldstone here. Can set up Tailwind. Can switch this into Ted. Yep. So I think I want to. I think there's a chance. So I think setting up Tailwind here is really important. But maybe it's just double protect. Uh, double protect is just very safe here. Yeah, double protect's super safe. So I think that's what I want to do. Sludge Bomb, sure. Triple Arrows, sure. Okay. Now I Earth Power. I'm going to Earth Power Brave Bird. Getting huge damage off on something. Okay. Sure. Okay, so not having Tailwind here is a big deal. Um, but I am faster than Tauros. Oh, I'm not faster than Tauros. Because I didn't think it would come. Oh, I think I probably lose this then, because it just KOs both. Um, Heat Wave. It's just Heat Wave Brave Bird. Oh, disaster. Oh my god. Oh, I could have won if I had Earth powered and if it wasn't. Okay, well, I lose now for sure. If I had Tailwinded, I would be in really good position too. I can't even protect because of the poison. Heat Wave, close combat. Yeah, I lose. Okay. It has close combat. Okay. GG. Well, I shouldn't have lost that game, but I did. So what went wrong? I don't think they should switch up their game plan. Uh, this is bad. So it was fake out, Terra Ground. Do I have anything that really beats that? Yeah, leading Gyarados does. Gyarados, Bar Trio. And now the question is, do I have Tailwind in the back? Gyarados, Bar Trio. I think I do want Ted. Do I need Rebecca here? I don't feel like it's good because I feel like once they get Tailwind up, I'm kind of screwed. I should have prioritized getting Tailwind up on my side, but I just thought I wouldn't be able to, I guess. It was a mistake. I really needed to prioritize getting Tailwind up. Um, I'll go with Ted. Okay, clear Amulet. Okay, I'm gonna Taunt and Earth Power. Taunt. It could also be Icy Wind, Earth Power into Mimikyu, because, like, what do they do? Are they setting up Trick Room here? If they are, then I think they probably always fake out Gyarados. And then I want a Thunderbolt. So my mindset being, I'm fine if uh, Salazzle is in Trick Room. Like, if they can't Trick Room. Perfect. Okay. So now I Icy Wind and Earth Power. Okay, that's KOing. Yep. Now I'm Helping Hand Terra Steel Brave Bird into Mimikyu. Well, 62, 63. I can just Helping Hand Brave Bird the Mimikyu. Because I'm not that scared of Salazzle. KO'd Gastrodon. Sure. Will-O-Wisping. Mimikyu. I can just taunt the Mimikyu. And Tailwind. Does Helping Hand Brave Bird KO Mimikyu? Let me go damage calc. I didn't put it in. I'm not going to do the calc then. No, it won't, because it's not EV to do that. I just need to taunt and Tailwind. No, I can't do that either, really. Yeah, I can. I can taunt Tailwind. It's gonna KO, sure. Yep, and now I get this, and now I get Helping Hand. Does Helping Hand Heatwave KO? Let me check. How much did Heatwave do last time? Heatwave did 39%. Yeah, it's gonna KO. So I don't need to Terra Flying. Assuming, yeah. Assuming no ground move on Mimikyu, which it shouldn't have. And assuming no miss. But misses happens, right? Misses happen here? Yeah, I'm gonna Helping Hand, Terraflying Heatwave. Just in case there's a miss. Oh, I missed the Mimikyu. Oh, that sucks. Please survive. Okay. Well, it's still helping hand Heatwave. Come on! Another miss? Heatwave. This sucks. I shouldn't have Terraflyinged, I guess. I don't know, because now Play Rough's going to do a lot if it manages these misses. Misses. Feel horrible. Well. Ugh. Like, I just have to. Oh, like those. I think that's game losing. I was in such a good position. And now you can Trick Room. But if you Trick Rooms, that's actually not good. Because Tailwind's ending. Whatever. Okay. I mean. Yeah, I just lose. Because they just double attack. And I can't KO. Maybe Mimikyu's slower. So if Mimikyu's slower and doesn't get the KO somehow, the out is an Earth Power crit. Or is it? I don't know. I'm just clicking Heat Wave. Oh, I don't lose? Oh, because of Citrus, right. It was still faster. There was no way I went. Well, the out is actually like triple protects or quadruple protects. GG's. Yeah, that feels horrible. Yeah. I really think, sure. I really think I had game 2 in the bag. If Heatwave didn't, like, literally, if Heatwave didn't miss twice, that's a 1% chance, right? Am I crazy? Heatwave missed twice. Yeah, if Heatwave didn't miss twice, which is a 1% chance I win. Okay. Hello. I can't hear you. Give me a second. Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry.
Okay.
That was a series.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt after my previous series, and I'm still feeling it this year.
Yeah. I mean, double
Um,
Heatwave miss is just brutal on Mimikyu.
yeah.
Uh,
It definitely, it definitely kept me in the game.
yep. Yeah.
I was wondering if it was going to pay you back with a play rough miss, and like half if I should like go for sludge for Shadow Sneak, but I'm like, okay, but if you crit the Heat Wave back, look, it's definitely emulating what I want. But at least game one was pretty clean, right?
Yeah, you totally rocked me game 1. Game 1 was really well played. I was
Yeah.
I
I'll
even
send you
thought
my
about
base if you want to send yours.
hmm?
I'll send you my base if you want to send me yours.
Sure, yeah.
I said.
Oh, did you
I
save the
think you
replays by
played
the way?
game one fine. I did save the replays, yeah.
Okay, good. I have not.
Uh, we'll like schedule to both get the videos out at the same time, I
Yep.
assume.
Yeah. Let me. Sorry, I'm just getting up the.
It's all good. Yeah. Obviously, I only learned one item that series, right? No, two items with the citrus berry.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's the calc, not.
Did I not send you? Oh, sorry. I
You
meant to
sent me
send.
calc.
Oh, it for
You just
some
sent me a link
reason.
to
No,
Pokemon
no, no.
Stone.
It was showing up on my page as the the
Base. Oh, okay, that's odd.
thing, but it was for some reason the URL was still the calc. Anyways, that's the based.
Okay, so it was Cloak on Shocks. It was Mental
Yep.
Herb on Gara. We both brought a Mental Herb this series.
hmm
Um,
What was your mental?
Choice
Wait.
Scarf. Choice Scarf. You didn't even run Breaking Swipe.
Nope.
I said
Uh,
Shadow Claw. I
I
don't know why
figured
Shadow
breaking
Claw was
swipe would
9
be.
just better.
I mean, the fourth move was just like whatever. I was never clicking it. Was my mindset. It probably should have been Tailwind, honestly. But I,
Maybe. Thunderwave, last move. Okay, this Gyarados. This
yeah,
Gyarados.
I wanted. I mean, it was. I think it was good. I still
I
think it's
think if you
good.
switched it, it would have been better.
If what?
And getting an extra, like an extra Intimidate would have been nice.
Into
Actually, no,
what?
no. I brought the team that didn't lose to Decidueye. That's right.
Yeah,
Sorry, that to Intimidate. I forgot I specifically did that.
yeah. I was like, I was never.
Uh,
Yeah, I need the intimidate.
yes. So I would have said it in the video to people watching, but you wouldn't have heard it. I have to give a lot of thanks to Jordan for giving me a lot of input with prep. Helped me certainly really bang out a structure, and then I have certainly done some individual decisions on my own, but really helped me get that strong baseline. Certainly, this HY spread is all my madness, but a lot of the rest definitely comes from a lot of help from Jordan.
Yeah, I
I am being so
almost.
flat out.
I almost EV'd my Decidueye to outspeed Tauros, but people I was prepping with convinced me Tauros was not good here, and so it wouldn't come. Um,
Your Zapdos?
yeah, my Zapdos.
You mean the Pokemon that
Can it
is
not outspeed? Oh, it can't outspeed. Right. Never mind.
like 10
Uh,
base speed slower?
oh, yeah. For some reason, I thought Tauros was, or I thought it was speed tying. Sorry, it's is the
Yeah, the
other
other Taurus
Tauros?
is the
Yeah,
speed
yeah,
type.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Never
But this
mind.
is the fast one. No,
Yeah, there
it's
was
not the
no.
bad one. It's the fast one.
Uh huh. Um.
Yeah, that's how that works.
So
I'm
yeah.
surprised
That
you
makes
you
sense.
brought so much like anti-earthquake and then didn't run earthquake on your Scarfer moon.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I should have, but I mean, it's not like it even came to the series, so I wasn't
That is true, but
particularly
maybe you would
worried.
have
No, I don't think
felt
it would
better.
have. I never. I don't think even with earthquake, I wouldn't have brought it. Maybe it was right to, but um,
Mm.
I really just thought that the Gyarados switch for Screamtail was correct, and honestly I still feel like that was correct. I just feel like I got
Yeah, it
pretty
was
unlucky
correct. It
game
wound
two.
up being a much closer game. I mean, I calced my Decidueye to live Flamethrower
hmm
from modest max special attack. So Heatwave, even with the helping hand, was really just not getting KOs. And I mean,
Well, I
something
mean,
something move.
sh-
Helping handing a spread move always feels worse than helping handing a single target move.
yeah, I mean, sure, it wasn't getting the KO like one hit KOs, but in theory, it shouldn't have needed to. Like it should have been fine getting two hit
Yeah,
KOs with Heatwave. Um,
yeah. I don't know how I felt about my decisions to target Gyarados. I feel like maybe I should have thrown an earlier play rough into Heat Track, but yeah.
um, I
Which
mean,
wound up not being only being relevant for damage into Gyarados.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Endurance is not worth
I
that.
think it was probably right because did I terraflyinged immediately, right? Or no?
The Heatran?
Yeah,
I think you protected then Terraflying, but or maybe immediately. Definitely not too different to that.
yeah. So then, yeah,
Um,
maybe play roughs into it were correct. Although
Zapdos getting
I'm
Tailwind was a really big buff.
Gyarados getting tailwind. What?
No, Gyapdos.
Gyaptos? Oh yeah,
Your
yeah,
Zapdos.
yeah,
Because it didn't have it last gen, and
yeah.
that makes it a lot more flexible. And
Yep.
it was already like not bad at all. I also had I lived like a banded Gyapdos CC with Decidueye.
Oh, okay. That's strong.
Um, yeah, I mean, I just had defensive calcs on deck for it. I kind of wish I'd run more speed. Because I wound up being 1 point slower than your Gyapdos in Tailwind, because I speed type max speed Mimikyu
Oh.
in Tailwind.
Okay.
Um, but I was just kind of like throwing this together. I could have taken D8 out of attack, put it in speed, and then in Tailwind, like a Tailwind advantage, I would have been outspeeding Gyapdos. Or no, that would have been a tie. I no, it's doubles, so it would have outsped by one.
Okay.
Maths.
Game one, I made some mistakes. I should like there was an opportunity for me to click Tailwind with Gapdos, and I didn't because I thought I needed to get a KO with it, which
I
was
don't think
just
you did.
wrong.
You just also needed talent. I think you just needed a lot of things that game.
Yeah, but I mean, like Tailwind, I think was yeah. I was never winning. I think after turn one, pretty much. Uh,
Yeah. I like turn two. I was, and you'll hear this in the video, contemplating going for like a sludge bomb and a hurricane into Sandy Shocks.
I thought you were going to. That's why I protected it. That I was like, it's. I was like, this is
Oh
definitely
no
a
no no.
double Sandy Shocks turn.
Oh no, I meant on the turn that I earth powered into the other one. I think the other time I was definitely still considering putting damage onto Screamtail. I needed to get some sense of what Screamtail's investment was, and I didn't really walk away with any
I mean, yeah,
because
it
it's
was
just max speed, max HP.
pretty much.
I was like, this is either a little bit of bulk or a lot of bulk. It's very difficult to tell.
Uh-huh.
Because like the first calc I had in front of me was like, oh, Screamtail is barely 2 at KOs, and then it took 63.
Yeah, it was. Was it low
Um,
roll into high roll or something?
no, it was, no, that was just a normal roll. Like sorry, that like the auto calc had a bulkier Screamtail than you ran.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Now I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
Oh, now I understand what
not
you're
quite.
saying.
That's interesting. So say you had one and it went to game three. What do you think you would have switched up to?
Um, well, I would have expected you to go back to your game one lead, I think. Um, but I still think I lead Gyarados. I think I probably lead the same as game two. Um,
I get an attack drop into Gyarados with play rough.
hmm? No, I think
No.
you.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
wondering if I could have known for sure it wasn't Cloak, because I don't know which Pokemon I would have faked out if you led Sandy Shocks and Gyarados again. Um,
yeah.
Especially after revealing that Wisp was not helpful. That helping hand definitely paid dividends, but obviously it was also your best play most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
The taunt was good. Mental Herb wound up being on the wrong Pokemon, but Clear won me that game.
Yeah. I think I probably in the back I would have had Zapdos and either Roaring Moon or Heatran. I don't know which. I probably would have gone Heatran, and I probably should go Roaring Moon at the back. Is
Roaring Moon definitely like cleaned up game one, game two. Oh, because you didn't breaking swipe, so I guess it didn't clean up game one. But it should have, it should definitely have had breaking swipe over Rock Slide. Rock Slide is not a stat move,
no, but
or over
it's
Shadow Claw.
yeah, it should be over Shadow Claw. But I mean, I don't know. Even I don't dislike Rock Slide for
It's
flinches.
fine. It's
Well,
just
you
not
you
winning games, and breaking swipe has the opportunity to win you like games.
what game is Breaking Swipe winning against this team? Like it's
If you had it game one, breaking
no.
swipe allows you to KO Slazzle and then put pressure onto Tauros, and then I don't have the ability to make that super clean defensive play that I made.
Wait, in like at what point? Like which would it be in the back? You're saying?
Like if it was instead of Heatran game one, then you won that game.
I disagree. I don't think it.
You may have won with outrage even.
I
Um,
mean, no. I mean, I guess, but I'm never clicking outrage before I know all four of your Pokemon because of Mimikyu.
yeah.
And
Heatran came out at the same turn as Tauros, so that was my fourth Pokemon.
oh, I guess yeah. Um,
I think if you had Tailwind up, yeah, Heatran was in a better position, but I don't know if it was winning because it was still
no, Heatran
like
wasn't winning. Yeah,
I'm not sure what turn you clicked Tailwind that you won game one.
I
Because I feel
don't
like
think I ever win. I think it's closer. Like there's
you made very impactful moves with Zapdos every turn that it was on board.
yeah, Zapdos. Okay, well, that's at least something I got out of this series. Zapdos is very good. I'm happy with
Yeah,
the
you just picked it up
transaction.
now, right?
What?
You just picked it up now?
Yeah, this I picked it up just before this.
I
Um,
don't remember what Pokemon you dropped for it.
I dropped. So I dropped. It was like it was a four transactions.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
I know you picked up Tinkertuff and was Flapple also new?
Flapple, Sandy Shocks, and
Sandy
uh,
Shocks was new too. Tinkertoff, yeah.
Zapdos, and I lost
I
um, Toad
Raichu,
Raichu.
Braviary, and Passimian.
Yep.
I mean, I think Raichu was the only one of those Pokemon that was scary for me. Maybe Braviary. I definitely, yeah, am not a big Toadscruel believer. I think Flapple is probably similarly good for the structure of your team,
I think
which
Flapple's
is to
actually
say that
better
both
for my.
constructed
I think Flapple's better for my team, but Flapple's still a worse Pokemon. Because I
I
never
think that
find
they,
myself using Toad School.
I think the difference in how good they are is why they are similarly good. Flapple fits the team better, but is a worse Pokemon. Like Flapple, I thought was maybe an outsized mon to come here instead of Screamtail, or I think I said that you were basically always bringing Gyarados and Heatran, and then anything else could have not come, but I expected the mons you brought to come.
Hmm.
I obviously didn't prep for Finizen and Cufant, and I wound up making prep decisions that one was like calling Knucklestack and Tinkertuff not coming. And I'm like, okay, and how much am I respecting Flapple? And I think I wound up respecting it quite a bit. But yeah.
Hmm. Flapple was something I thought about, but ultimately decided against because I'm already pretty fairy weak, and Mimikyu already felt like it had a good matchup into me.
I mean, Mimikyu did beat up Heatran.
Yeah. Um,
Uh, the fact that you were pressured to Terra Heatran made it very difficult for you to beat Mimikyu, which is
mhm.
why Mimikyu was a good brain.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Mimikyu, I was like, Mimikyu's always showing up, Gastrodon's always showing up. And then everything else I was kind of up in the air on. I thought Jugulus and Salazzle were likely, and I actually thought Bruxish over Tauros,
Yeah, I
probably.
think had I not had as much input from Jordan, I may well have brought Bruxish.
Hmm.
Maybe it would have Decidueye. I don't know. I was committed. Sorry, committed. I had an idea about committing to a hard Trick Room version of this team,
Hmm.
which would have had the Mental Herb on Mimikyu. And honestly, it seems like it would have been okay into the team that you wound up bringing,
Yeah.
um, but not amazing. The Gyarados would definitely have been annoying for it,
Hmm.
just with Intimidate,
Hmm.
which is why it's a good ability. Like not having Clear Amulet on Mimikyu would have meant that it was more of a dead slot. Obviously, I don't think Decidueye clicked anything besides Protect this series successfully.
Yeah, it clicked a move into
Uh,
Protect, but it was into a
oh no,
Protect.
it did click a triple arrows. I don't know what it hit with triple
It
arrows.
hit
It hit a
nothing.
Protect.
Yeah, it hit a Protects, yeah.
It hit the Gyarados Protect as well. Because I didn't get to Terra Electric because I felt pressured to Terra Ground turn one both games.
Yeah. But the Terra Ground, like, really, really. I mean, it wrecked
Yeah,
me
it won
game
both
one.
games.
I was prepared
Yeah,
for it game two, but, you know, Pokemon
obviously I Terra
happens.
Grounded the other one,
Yep.
and then forced your Terra on Heatran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Poison Ground matchup into your team was like be happy that Nito's not in the format, so you're just dealing with Clodsire.
Mm-hmm.
Because your Poison Ground best check is no, that was
Sandy
Mimikyu. I
Shocks.
was thinking
Sandy
no, sorry,
Shocks.
your best Rotom check was Sandy Shock's the ground check.
I mean, it kind of, like, it kind of is. Maybe
I
it's
think it was
Gyarados.
Terrabug Knucklestack, the greatest Pokemon of all time.
Uh, I thought about
I
bringing
wish I had
Knackle
just
Stack,
run.
but it would have been
Yeah, yeah.
bad here.
I think that Tinkertuff was also like maybe bringable.
Hmm.
I really feel like the Scarf Roaring Moon was very difficult for my game one plan to deal with, and then proved to be pretty difficult for my game two plan to deal with. But Heatran wound up being obviously very very good because it turns out Heatran's a good Pokemon. I don't know if you knew that.
It was only my first pick. I,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, yeah. Game one, I think I made a lot of. I don't know. I felt I
I don't know
probably
if you
should
made
have
a lot of
adapted.
mistakes.
I should have
I
adapted
think
more
you
to Seeing
made.
Tauros in
I
team
don't know
preview.
what plays. I don't know what plays you made that I thought were wrong. So if we go back turn by turn, so if we go to turn one, obviously I faked out the one who didn't have Covert Cloak
Hmm.
because I knew they didn't,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they showed an item. They were Terra Steel, not even Terra Ghost. Encore would have lost to Metal Herb.
Encore would have lost
Imagine
to.
if you had, yeah, imagine if you encored the Iron Jugulus instead of setting Sun, because I had Mental Herb.
Oh, okay. You. Well, I
Or
mean, I wasn't
you went
even
into
sure.
Terra Poison.
I wasn't
Completely
sure.
sludge bomb.
I
Lucky
was
for you.
never I was never going to encore Jugulus because I didn't know if you had uh, Earth. I thought you were going to Earth Power pretty much into Sandy
Yeah,
Shocks, or
yeah,
like I
and
thought
then
that was
knocking into
impossible.
Earth Power when you Terra Grossed was an option.
Hmm.
Obviously, Sandy Shock's only got the Terra Blast KO because of Sun.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah.
Because like it's a roll for Thunderbolt to KO, and then the Sun made it so that Terra Blast was not a roll,
Hmm.
or Thunderbolt if I had not terrored myself. Because Terra Blast is a weird move that I probably underuse. Um, it was
Yeah.
interesting having it on two Pokemon and then never clicking it. No, I did click it with Slazzle. It was very impactful. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. It was really good, and it was threatening.
Um,
Yeah. Game one it was amazing, and in game two it was, or game two it was threatening, or which maybe the
yeah,
other way around. I don't remember. Um,
something.
yeah.
But yeah, you brought obviously a team with multiple ground immunes. Were there ever turns when you were in against like that game one? It feels like you with the Pokemon staying in, you definitely made reasonable decisions. Like certainly turn one, I don't think was a bad play.
Hmm.
What were you supposed to do? Raw Terra Blast the Jugulus?
Yeah. Never. That I never do that. Because I
Yeah,
don't even know
so
if you're Terra Ground. Like you probably are, but I never. Maybe you're Terra Ghost in case I brought Tinkertuff or something. I don't know.
yeah, you really just didn't know any information there, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, that seemed like a pretty reasonable play. And then turn two, the Protect Sunny Day was a reasonable play. It was the reason that you got the KO into Jugulus
Hmm.
that turn. Now I think I was fine trading it for Chip because that Chip guaranteed that Slazzle would KO the Sandy Shocks, which was definitely part of what I was calculating at the time.
Hmm.
Then turn three, you got a KO. You, like your main other options were like switches. Going hard Heatran in the Screamtail slot would have advanced your game state, but I don't know if that's a play you should feel comfortable making.
I was definitely not considering. I mean, I think I actually. Okay, that's not true. I considered bringing in Heatran multiple times, if I'm remembering correctly, but I always was like, I can't do it in front of Earth Power in Tailwind. Like it's like because there's no way for me
Yeah,
to KO Jugulus before Jugulus gets an Earth Power off. So like, why am I taking such a like that it instantly loses me the game? But maybe I'm in such a losing state already that I need to just be willing to take that risk.
yeah. So I don't know. There definitely was the opportunity for that play on that one turn, and
Hmm.
that really feels like the only play that you had. Like I feel like you were pretty firmly in the back most of that game, and like you didn't have great utility on a Heatran, right? His last move was Solar Beam.
Yeah.
Uh, you couldn't flamethrower, you couldn't flash cannon. I know game two. I was worried about flash cannon coming out into Mimikyu, but then you were stuck clicking Heat Wave, and obviously if I had had more defense investment, but if I had less speed, there's always
Hmm.
the things with spreads and investments and all that.
Yeah.
Then game state could have been different, but we with having what we have, Earth Power and Solar Beam, you know, both not the most compelling of moves, which is why you didn't click them.
Well, in
Um,
that state, yeah. Or, I mean, like, yeah. Solar
yeah,
Beam
like,
was
I
cute,
think
but
there was more of a use case for Solar Beam than Earth Power. I don't know that Earth Power was a good bring here.
uh, I think Earth Power is fine. Well, into your team, what did I bring it? I mean, I know I brought it for
It's colossal,
Salazzle. Is that it?
which yeah, I have one other ground weakness. It's weak to
Oh,
fire.
Treads. Well, yeah, true. Yeah, I guess
So
Earth
I'm
Power
throwing
was probably
Flamethrower
wrong,
or Fire
but but,
Blast
but
would have been
Flash Cannon isn't that much better because like I didn't think you were bringing Wigglytuff because it's really bad, and I
yeah,
didn't
would have
think
just hit Mimikyu. And
yeah.
Flamethrower and Fire Blast also would have hit it better.
Yeah,
And
flamethrower was
Flamethrower,
probably better. Flamethrower or
um,
fire blast was probably better than.
and this is very much how I am as a Heatwaveist. I don't like running Heatwave unless I have another like stab move that's 100% accurate.
Hmm.
Um, Flash Cannon hits Cleavor. That's why it's good. It means that you are doing a lot
Ah.
better into like my Trick Room Cleavor option.
Well,
I obviously
couldn't.
didn't wind up bringing Cleavor, but yeah.
Hmm. But I thought you weren't going to because you were so. But like because you were so mad at Cleaver, pretty much. I
Yeah,
wasn't
I
like
mean,
hard prepping again, like hard ignoring it, but I was like, I don't think Cleaver comes here. Uh,
I probably it was definitely a mon that I had considered when I was thinking like more vaguely. Obviously, like I said, Jordan was a big impetus in getting a team of six together.
mhm.
But when I was thinking more vaguely, Cleavor was certainly. I mean, I think I considered every Pokemon seriously except for Wigglytuff. Um, and honestly, if I brought Rotom, it would have been fine.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
I was actually really worried about Rotom. Like it never
hmm.
uh it was never
You
something
can
that
tell
like
you're really worried about Rotom by how
what?
you brought. You can tell you're really worried about Rotom by how you brought a single Terra Ground.
Well, yeah. I mean, my answer to Rotom was Scarf. Was Scarf.
Scarf, Roaring
Uh,
Moon.
Roaring Moon. I don't.
Is that
And
faster than Iron Treads? It is, yeah.
yeah, it's faster than anything you could bring. I think. I mean, it's not faster than Scarf Salazzle, but that never happens.
I assume it wouldn't be Scarf faster than Scarf Taurus either, but
Oh,
I don't
you're
know.
right. You're right.
That
I
doesn't
think I
really
also didn't.
might
I
might be 1 point faster, but it seems like it looks like it's for booster Circulus, which
yeah,
is the reasonable prep because I
yeah.
did bring it last week.
I figured you weren't bringing Scarf Taurus, but so yeah, it was just Booster
You were
Jugulas.
correct. I am weak.
Um, well, Scarf
Yeah,
Taurus would
I
have been yeah, wouldn't have
I
been
think
as good.
that definitely the rest of your moves wind up working out pretty well. Obviously, you didn't get to click many with Screamtail. Obviously, you never brought in Roaring Moon, and I do think that Breaking Swipe is just really good for trying to clean up a game. Like even with Terra Dragon, in a late game,
Hmm.
um, as well as having early game utility of being Intimidate on a stick.
Hmm.
Um, that I definitely would consider it in future.
Yeah, I mean, I
Maybe Terra
did.
Poison was the issue, and you could have done like Terra Rock to get more value out of a potential Rock Slide.
It actually was a very supportive set originally with uh, Breaking Swipe, Tailwind,
Mm,
Protect, and something else. I don't remember. Probably Crunch. I don't. I don't remember. But
mm,
I changed it up to a Scarf set, and I don't know why I didn't leave Breaking Swipe. Probably because I already had Outrage uh, as a stab move, and
yeah.
I didn't think that
Outrage.
Tail.
If I lost Outrage again,
Yeah, that would have
it's
hurt
it's
for
it's,
sure.
it's a move. It is a move that Pokemon learn.
Hmm.
I have expected to, accidentally make it to a rematch with Raymond in playoffs last season. Not that
Hmm.
I expected to win the game that I lost, but it was possible. Um, but like, and then lose to Outrage Dragonite.
Yep, that was
But yeah,
yeah. Uh, I'm just looking through the rest
so
here. Your sets all seem to make sense to me too. Terra Electric, as you mentioned, Decidueye, that's interesting for sure. Um,
yeah, obviously let it hit Gara, let it hit Gyapdos. It had knockoff instead of Leaf Blade at one point. I just preferred the like scope lens hit into Gyarados because it had clear amulet like for breaking swipe, but because Scrappy's covering intimidate,
mhm.
and then I really wanted the clear amulet on Mimikyu.
Yeah. No ground move on Gastrodon is very interesting.
I don't know what it would hit that Hydro Ice Beam wouldn't,
I
because you
mean
kind
it.
of always expect Heatran to Terra in front of you, and if it doesn't, you can just click Hydro.
Yeah, but there's a difference between OHKOing and 2-hit KOing Heatran, right?
Yeah,
And
but
Sa-
it's also the difference between like doing significant damage like Hydro into Ice Beam to it, killing a maybe Terra Flying, for example, set,
mhm, sure.
and then Earth Power whiffing. I don't know which move I would drop for it. Gastron did carry that game, by the way.
Which game?
It got the game two.
The one where it died instantly?
Well, it carried by getting damage in it got
Yeah.
like 50% damage onto Zapdos because it has a high base HP stat.
Yeah.
That's sometimes how you have to use your Pokemon. Though I was not expecting you to helping hand.
Yeah, I thought about close combating. I wasn't sure which was better.
Close combat would have been
Better.
similar, not the same, but similar,
Yeah.
because you have the stat drops.
Yeah. That's what I. Yeah. Um.
It would have saved you more HP, but less HP into other Pokemon that have lower HP pools,
Mhm.
like Mimikyu, for example, who does not have a high HP pool.
Yeah. Well, live and learn.
Yeah, it was a fun series.
Yeah, it was a fun series. I wish we could have gotten that game three. I think that would have been hype. Uh,
I think you would have really dominated me.
yeah,
I I think that I played game two about as well as I could have, and relied on two heatwave misses and not missing several playoffs to make it out. So um, I uh, I definitely think that you were very favored heading into game three. I think you were very heavy. You were pretty favored in prep as well, and then
I
I just wound up coming together with the right squad of six.
yep. I also agree that I was favored in prep. I just, I mean, game one you had amazing prep and play. That just like completely like your game one game plan wrecked my game one
The
game
game if
plan.
I the game if I faked out Sandy Shocks instead, right?
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what happened in I think every mock I did. Was they faked out Sandy Shocks, and so I
How many mocks did you? I
I
obviously
did I did mocks with two people. So
I had less than 3 hours with this team,
uh,
so I definitely did not have the chance to do mocks. I'm finding everyone's doing mocks against me, and maybe I need to be doing more mocks, or maybe you just wasted all your heatwave hits in the mocks.
I did. I think I did get very lucky in mocks. Like I ended up critting several times, and I don't think I missed a single heat wave.
Yeah,
Um, and so, yep, it's honestly it evens
the
out.
Slazzle Sash very broken. I feel like this always happens when I run Sash on Slazzle. It just never goes to Sash.
Yeah, well, I mean, I expected it to be Sash, so I didn't try
Yeah.
to. I never invested in like trying to OHKO it. Um,
Um. Yeah. I mean, maybe there was a situation like obviously maybe the most questionable play you had on turns was that turn six game, game two, game one, yeah, the first game where you went for the Brave Bird into my protect, and went for Heat Wave. Maybe your best out there was the Earth Power play.
oh, that's the turn I was thinking about tailwinding. I think that's the turn.
Hmm.
Which I don't know if it
I
wins me
don't think
game
you won.
one. I don't think it wins me game one. But
I think you needed to the Salazzle not to be Sash that turn to win, because I think
oh
you
yeah,
needed just a lot of damage with Etran that you weren't getting out of spread Heatwave.
yep, yeah,
Um, I didn't get rid of the chance to like switch like at all this series except into Gastrodon.
yeah. And that was. I mean, it ended up
You
working.
well, yeah, but obviously not in a way which was favoring me. So you,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
definitely kept up a lot of very solid pressure. I think if you had had Flamethrower of Earth Power, it would have been a game favoring you. And yeah, if you'd Earth Powered, because obviously I hadn't run Sash on Salazzle yet at that point. I think I ran what was it, Pashu Berry, uh, and a Jackpack and Choice Specs.
Hmm.
So I've made some interesting Slazzle plays. Obviously, Focus Ash is the bread and butter.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think you could have made the play for that Earth Power. I think
Sure.
that was probably your best out to game one.
Sure. But
Though I don't know if it was
but
in.
you played and prepped well enough. I don't think I ever win game one unless I am willing to adjust my strategy when I see
Yeah,
Tauros
I
in the
think you
game.
had definitely had to consider switching through my tailwind. I think if you've gone Heatran on Sludge Bomb, then it wouldn't have taken any damage.
Yep.
But difficult to know which slot to do that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Of course. Yeah. Had
Uh,
a fun series. Fun
I'll be
series.
excited to see your postcon unless you're just putting this in your video.
Uh. Yeah. This is going in my video too.
All right, cool. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, sub to both of us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.